Hey, thanks for listening in. This is Trevor Russell here, just talking very quickly about the Let's Get It Club. You're about to hear a recording from today's Let's Get It Club meeting where we talked about how you can make your ideal monthly income month on month, which is a topic from the Let's Get It Club because we talk about how to get more clients, how to grow your business, how to succeed more, how to go get what it is that you want to get out of your business and your life. That's what I'm committed to by running the Let's Get It Club. So have a quick listen in. And if you'd like to come and join us as a guest next week in the Get It Club, we're on 7 a.m. every Tuesday morning, 7 a.m. sharp, to really help you get your game on, keep you focused. And the great thing is, from the comfort of your own home or from your phone while you're driving, so that you can leverage your time, leverage your money, and still get the motivation, support, and results that you want by living a bigger game. And so you can go get whatever that is that you want to get. Have a listen in. Look forward to seeing you in the Get It Club, and let's help you go get more of what you want out of business and life.
Today, I'm going to talk to you about the 3 keys to start making your ideal sales, income, revenue targets. Now, I call it sales or income or revenue targets purely because we all call it different things. Some people call it my income, some call it my sales revenue, some call it my revenue. So that's why I've done that. And what are the keys and the ways to start having your ideal monthly target come into your bank account month on month? So what I'd like to do is I'd like to ask everyone who would like to know this, can you just put your hand up so I can see? Okay, so far looking like everyone's happy with that, and you good-looking people that haven't got your camera on, I can see that you've raised your hand. Thank you so much. God, what an attractive group of people you all are this morning. Okay, all right, so let's have a look at it. What are the things that I have seen that has people make more money in their business? And this, as silly as it may sound, is the first most important thing that I have seen that really makes a difference. And that is to decide what it is your ideal sales, income, cash flow figure is. Very often when I work with businesses, I say to them, how much do you want to make? And they go, well, what do you mean? And I say, well, do you want to make, tell us what the get out of jail, and not even the get out of jail figure is, but what is the figure that will set you free? And you know what most people will say, especially small business owners, I go, oh, well, if I could make if I could make $2,000 a month, that will pay the bills. And it's like, no, what will set you free? And then they go, oh, well, 4,000. And it's like, okay, but they go, oh, I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to make that. And it's like, I get it. That is not the exercise here at this point. It is deciding what the figure is, because has anyone ever heard this, and I'm sure most of you being smart, intelligent people have, is if you set the goal, the magic happens after that. Now, I'm not saying that it happens straight away. However, if we draw a line in the sand and we say, okay, you know what? Whether it's 4,000, 8,000, 20,000, 120,000, do you know what actually happens that I have experienced? You actually start thinking differently. You start looking at the world differently. You start becoming a different person because you're putting this message out to say, you know what? I'm a $120,000 a month business. Now, I was chatting to one of our guests here in the room yesterday, and we're having a great conversation. And he said to me that he had an income goal that was impressive to most, but I could see that it would be like, wow, he really wants to make that happen. And that's going to determine who he's going to want to work with and who he's not going to want to work with. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I know I'm doing all the talking today, but if I could ask you to nod, would it be okay for you guys to decide or revisit what that figure is for you? Because let me ask you, and let's be honest, we're in a safe room, everyone, safe room today. Let's be honest, who hasn't done this in a while? Hand up. Who hasn't done this in a while? Okay, thank you for being honest. Who could do this and write it down and put it somewhere. And I say, even if it's a sticky note, I said simple, keep it simple, and put it somewhere that you can see it every day. Could you guys do that? Could you? Yep. Now, let's just say you did that, and I'm going to share with you the things that will allow you to have a much better chance of going and getting it. But action number one for you guys to help you go get more of what you want to get is to write down the money that you want to make in your business, whether it's weekly, monthly, annually. I like monthly, because some weeks for me, the way my business works, a lot comes in, and then at other points, not much comes in. But overall, I look at the end of the month at chunks, and I see whether my money has been made or not. And another session in the Get It Club, I will share with you some simple ways to track your money if that's something that's important to you, something that really helped change my life, a very simple process to check what's coming in and out. But that's point number one, guys. And if you've got a notepad and a pen and you really want to take this seriously, you're learning today, step one is around your money is to decide on your ideal income. And then I'm going to give you the next points in a minute about how to make it happen. So would you like to know how you're going to do it? All right, so let's continue. The next thing is, and it sounds pretty simple at the end of the day, but we have to work it out, and we have to work it out and work on your plan, which is what is it that we need to sell, and what are the numbers to break it down that's going to make it a reality. Now, I'll give you a couple of examples here of some clients that I've worked with. They're just rough numbers. But one accounting firm, their goal was $22,000 a month on average, gross turnover. Their average client per month transaction was $400. So they need to have 55 clients transacting through the accounting firm to give them their $22,000 per month. Does that make sense, everyone? Yep. The next thing was a beauty spa. $40,000 average spend per product or per treatment, $180. Number of those per month, 222. Average per week, 56. Average per day, 8. So when we break it right down like this, I know it's a bit boring, guys. I know it's not terribly sexy, but if you want that end game, what are the numbers that are going to have you deliver on your targets? Now, I know most of you in this group, and I know for most of you that I know for all of you that I know in the group, all your targets are so achievable. All of them are so achievable, but I know what stops everyone in this group that are not achieving their targets. And I'm going to share with you in a minute what they are, so then we can continue to push past to go get what it is that we want to get, right? Now, when I talk to you about these figures quickly, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for letting me speak out to you and not feeding back, is, you know what I learned a while ago? You may want a certain target, but what I have seen happen, and you guys might want to say, yes, Trevor, I get this, to yourself, is a lot of people feel very uncomfortable about living on the mountain. And by that, I mean they think they want to live on the mountain, but really they're very comfortable in the valley. So what I'm going to tell you is, if you really want to step your game up and you want to increase your income by 10%, 20%, 300%, you're going to have to get used to feeling uncomfortable living on the mountain. Now, I want to share a very quick story with you. I had been living in 2-bedroom apartments for many years. Many years. That was just how I did. I moved from one place, I bought a place, but it was still a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom apartment. And then I met a girl. And the girl said to me, why don't we get a bigger house so we've got more room, you've got an office, I've got an office. And at the time I thought, you know what, ladies and gentlemen, okay, I can do this. And we actually found this beautiful home that we moved into. And you know what? As this metaphor goes, I felt like I was living uncomfortably on the mountain. I was walking around in this house. We could afford it. It was comfortable money-wise, but it was a big, beautiful home, 2-story, 4-bedroom, 3 bathrooms, garage, beautiful home. And I felt really uncomfortable living there. It was almost like I don't know if it was, do I deserve it? It was just, it was very prosperous for me. And I was like, I feel uncomfortable living on the mountain. So all I would say to you guys is wherever you want to go, and if I'm part of that journey with you or I'm not, or wherever it is, if you can take this reminder, if you are currently making $4,000 a month or $8,000 a month and you want to double that, you may feel uncomfortable with that much money coming into your bank account, and you're going to have to get used to it until your psychology catches up. That's the message that I want to share with you. And I hope that comes from a positive place to allow you to feel uncomfortable about being more prosperous and successful. Is that okay, ladies and gentlemen? Yep. Thank you very much. Okay. So, and you guys are going to have a chance to share in a moment about the things that I've shared with you. And if you want to say, Trevor, you're full of shit, or that's great, and I've got a question to ask you, we'll get to do that. Okay. So let's continue on. What are the actions that are going to allow us to get our money goal, that's going to allow us to achieve this thing? Now, I broke this into 3 steps, but I got to tell you, I told you a bit of a fib, because really it's probably about 12 steps, but 3 steps by Steve Jobs is always a good way to deliver information. So what are the actions? Would you guys like to know what the actions are? Say yes, Trevor, I would. I can see all of you. Okay, very good. First one. You need to all up your skills, or you need to learn how to call, meet, and enroll clients and have them buy from you. You all need to learn how to sell more effectively. Now, I know some of you are quite good at this. Some of you are actually very good at this. But what I have seen out there is, and I know those beautiful people out there that I actually get to work with, us having worked on your ability to actually know how to make a phone call, go and meet someone, enroll them, and to buy from you is the most life-changing skill I have ever learnt. Honestly, when I learnt that skill, it changed everything. So what I would like to ask you guys to just, and in the Get It Club, ladies and gentlemen, I will be sharing with you each week a different topic, and one of the next things I'll be teaching over the next couple of weeks is the introduction of how you actually make a call, meet someone, and enroll them into buying from you. It is a very carefully structured system. Mick, would that be correct? Slava, would that be correct? Yep, because I've taught these guys how to do this, and their money is increasing. Now, I know for one gentleman, or actually no, not just one gentleman, a couple of you in this group, if you picked up the phone more and actually said, hey, you know what, this is what I do, I think you might be interested in this. Could we come and have a chat, and I'll show you what we do? Everything would change. But can you imagine the fear that people have about making that phone call to go and get in front of those people? I've had it. I get it. Does anyone else agree? Yes? Yeah. But imagine, and I'm going to talk to you in a minute about, which is this, start calling and meeting and enrolling, and it's my 5x5 rule, which if you made 5 phone calls or had 5 combination calls, meetings a day, 5 days a week, that's 5, 10, 15, that's 20 in a month. Do you think for some of you that your money situation could improve? Yeah? Even for you to ponder on. Now, guys, ladies and gentlemen, this could be, it could be existing clients that you feel that might be able to actually get some help with you with other products and services that you offer. It could be people that you've met at events. I'm sitting here right now with these cards that I got from a luncheon last week, that some of them I can see an opportunity that I feel I could bring some value to, and I'm now in the process, and some of you on these cards are in this club meeting, thank you for showing up, that I am very proactively wanting to meet to determine what's going on for you, to see if there's a possibility for us to work together. Is it uncomfortable to call? Yes. But is my intention to want to see if and how I can bring value, as I know it is for all of you. Now, all of you, I know, could be doing more of this. And one of the actions that we'll talk about in a moment is, ladies and gentlemen, off the back of this morning's Get It Club, is please, please, please make the effort to write down over the next week who are 20 current clients or potential clients that you could put a quick email and phone call to connect. Now, I know there's you, Roger. You've got a whole database of people that you could be calling. Slava, a whole lot of people that I know that you have trained and been with that you could be calling and connecting with. Sonia, I'm sure the same for you. Catherine, I'm sure the same for you. Mick, I know you're onto it. AJ, I don't know you that well yet, but I'm sure there is. And Eden and Jan, Jan's probably all over it because I know he's a machine, but I'm sure there's some people hanging out there, Jan. And all of you, Debbie, who are all the people that we can be reaching out to and having more meetings with. So let's continue. I hope that is a powerful and important reminder. For a lot of you, you need to increase your prices. A lot of you are not charging enough for the work that you do. And I know the reason why that is because you're selling on price and you're not selling on results and value. And that, again, is another skill set which we can discuss and I will share with you in the Get It Club and if we speak personally. And for those of us that are working together, I know that you get the importance, and if I can talk about Mick in the group who's in this morning, Mick's an accountant, we have now had him move to selling on price as opposed to value and results, which is if I as an accountant can do this, this and this for you and help you clean up that mess and not have to worry about your finances and accountings, is that something that would be worthwhile to you? And that is how he is now enrolling people into his accounting practice. And Mick, I'd like to say, without you responding at the moment, that that's working because I can see it. Okay, let's continue. Keep your mind out of can't and don't, and keep it in can and doing. And I'm going to talk about this in next week's Get It Club meeting, which is the things, the little voice that stops us from can and doing. In other words, one of my good friends and clients in here is, he is very honest and open in saying that he deals with perfectionism, which is I've got to get it perfect before I put it out into the marketplace. Now, I know all of us at different levels, at different times, have probably struggled with this. And what is it that is stopping him, which he's now realizing is, until the website's perfect, the copy's perfect, I can't and I won't go to marketplace. If I can see hands, does anyone ever suffer with the perfectionism, can't and don't stopping you? Thank you for your honesty. Thank you very much. So what can we do to go to can and doing? Very quickly this morning, it's our psychology, which is, you know what? A good plan implemented is better than the perfect that's not. So that is one of the things that I tell myself over and over and over, especially when I'm stuck in a place of I'm not doing what I'm meant to be doing. At the moment, I'll tell you one of my can't and don't stops. I'm talking to a couple of bigger companies. I'm talking to Bendigo Bank. I'm talking to BMW about going in and doing what I call it the Let's Go Get It Team Motivation Sales Upskilling Program. Now, part of me hasn't finished writing the program. So what's been going on for me over the last week is because I've met them, I've got to write the program before I go and really speak to them. So I have decided, me preaching this to all of you today, is after the Get It Club today, I will be connecting in to go have meetings with them. Well, I haven't even written the program yet. You know what? I'm going to go and get the business first, and then I will do a beautiful job of being under pressure to write the program. Does that make sense? So I hope that resonates. So we will talk about that. But what are the things that you may already be doing? And I know all of you are successful in your own right in this group this morning. And I know there are things that you do that have you can and doing. I know that there are things that make you feel uncomfortable that you find a way to push past to go and do what it is. And for this morning's learning to help you go get it, everyone, is what are the things that you can do to go and get in front of more people that is going to allow you to see if and how you can help them. And this is a language that for those that work with me is, why don't we get together? Let me see if and how I may be able to bring value. Maybe I can, maybe I can't, but let's have a conversation. I invite you to use that language if it's going to help you to be moving towards a can and doing state. We all good? Let's take a deep breath. Let's continue. Maybe the deep breath for me. Okay, we need to be marketing. Now, we all hear about marketing, but what are the things that are going, and I call it the top 5 again. Again, very simple. What are the top 5 things that are going to allow us to bring in leads into our business or prospective clients into our business on an ongoing basis? What do we need to do? The 5 things that convert them. In other words, being good at our sales, being good at having testimonials on our websites, being good at having easy ways for people to contact us. And what are we doing to cross-enroll people? In other words, current clients that we have that we can talk to about offering other products and services to. Maybe, as Jan shared earlier, he works with a lot of dental practice. So maybe now his current people that he's talking to that obviously he hasn't necessarily sold their business yet to, but he might be going and talking to them about funding and other things that could have him be able to provide another service. Roger, old clients that you've worked with that you haven't spoken to in a while, maybe it's time to go reconnect with them to say, hey, you know what? Why don't we book in or talk about our Surprise by Disguise show because maybe you've got some things coming up. For all of us, there's a huge opportunity to always be speaking to people that we've worked with to reconnect. Easy to do, easy not to do. That's why the planning and the action is so important. Okay, I hope you guys are all still with me and getting some value, and let's continue. You need to plan your days very well with more focus on revenue actions. The other thing that I see a lot of, especially people that are struggling financially, they are piss-farting around with emails and texts and Facebook and Instagram all day long, and even more respectfully, doing the work that they have to do, which is, as Mick says, he said, Trevor, I can only grow to a certain level because I actually have to do the work for my accounting clients, which makes perfect sense. Myself, between marketing, I need to be delivering and doing the work that I'm paid to do by my clients, which is in session. So there is that constant juggling act that we need to go through. However, I do know for all of us, what are the things that can allow us to tip it more, which is, when do I do my 5 calls and contacts, and when do I do the actual deliverable, and do I even have time to do that time-wasting stuff that is not going to deliver me a result? And what does this mean, ladies and gentlemen? It means more discipline. It means constant focus on what it is that we're putting our time into and our money into, because that is really the 2 most important currencies, our time and our money. And that was part of the reason why I created the Get It Club, which is, where can you come to where you don't have to leave your home? You can get in, you can get motivated, you can get upskilled at a very, very affordable fee. And I'll talk to you about that later. It's less than a dinner for 2 out. It's nothing. But what can you do to be more time efficient to get a result? Because this is the world we're now living in. Time and money is more prevalent than ever. All right. The next thing is, be shown and supported and held to account to get a return. By that I mean, whether it's here or you're already working with someone, or you've got an employee, or you've got a husband or wife, who are the people that have got your back? Now, I don't know about you guys, but I'm pretty sure this is the case. Would it be fair to say that when you've got someone pushing you past your comfort zone, it's the comfort zone that kills us, ladies and gentlemen. It's the fear zone. Like, imagine if I said to Roger, and Roger, I hope you don't mind me using you as an example. Imagine if I said to Roger, okay, Roger, today, I'm going to suggest you go to your list and pull out 10 of the companies that you've worked with in the past and say, you know what? I'm going to call all of them, and he does, to reintroduce himself, find out what events they've got coming up, talk to them about Surprise by Disguise, even if they say no. Even if they say, you know what, Roger, not right now. Now, I know, would it be fair to say, Roger, that there could be some trepidation around that? What was that?
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit. Okay, but let me ask you, and if you don't mind me using you as a case study, would it be easy not to do?
Oh, it'd be easy not to do.
Yeah, could you get tomorrow and not have done it?
No, I could do it.
Okay.
I could do it.
So why don't you do this, Roger? Why don't you make 10 calls today, and next week share with us what happened? And you know what I'd like to ask? Let's see if he lived. Let's see if he actually lives. Like if he's dropped dead, dribbling out of the side of the mouth, I'm being cheeky. But these are the things that stop us, Roger. So I would have you consider to go away, and for all of you, for any of you who decide to want to pop in as a guest next week, and I'm going to get a couple of you to share some things that have really pushed you to feel uncomfortable. And I would bet for most of you, it's to go and call and connect with some people that you either haven't in a while or brand new, and just see what happens. Just see.
I did
now,
that.
look, what's that?
I did that. Yes, Trevor. I did that yesterday.
Oh, very
on Saturday,
good.
Actually, I was. If I'm able to tell this quick story.
Yeah, go for it.
Basically, I was coming back from Toowoomba, and there's a place called the Woodlands at Marburg. It's an old historical home just outside Ipswich on the way to Toowoomba, and it was a opportunity a few years ago to put together.
So, Roger, I'm sorry for interrupting. We got 7 minutes, and if you want to jump real quickly to the outcome, that would be great. You had a conversation with someone.
The outcome was a previous client that we were thinking about doing a project with, and I happened to just pop in to have a look at the.
Did you speak to someone?
Spoke to somebody. I've sent them an email, sent them an introduction, and we're talking about an Opera Under the Stars concert, and that just came out of just turning up.
Fantastic. Good job. Let's continue. The last but not least is one more. Could you get obsessed? Could you get more obsession on with going, you know what, I have got to step up and I've got to go and get a lot more hungry about going and getting what it is that I want for me and my family's peace of mind and happiness? Who is it that I can call and push way past whether they say yes, no, nothing, or nothing, but get obsessed about going after your goal. And that is what I see true champions do consistently. And I'm not saying you have to do it all the time, but if this is really resonating with you, to get obsessed for the next month about turning on your contact, turning on your marketing, and being concerned less about what people think and being more concerned about going and helping more people with all the amazing products and services that I know you all deliver, and seeing if and how you can get business with them. That is what I know, and that is where I know the rubber hits the road.
So there you have it. That's a quick taste of what we covered today in the Let's Get It Club. And what we're going to be covering next week is how do you actually go and meet with someone, a potential client or a lead, prospective client, whatever you call them, to actually skillfully take them on a journey to want to actually meet, connect, and enroll and pay you money for the good products and services that you represent. I have a process that I'm going to take you through so you can clearly understand how to do that, because this is a skill set that most people in business do not know how to do or don't do well. Yet when you think about it, the most important thing that we need to know in our business is how to sell. Whether you like it or not, you are primarily in the business of sales and marketing. And the better that we can have you be at sales and marketing, the more clients you're going to have, the more customers you're going to have, the more money you're going to make, the more fun you're going to have. And that is what I'm really committed to you learning, mastering, and getting and being pushed to do better at in the Let's Get It Club. So you've got a link on this email. Go to the link if you want to join us next Tuesday in the Let's Get It Club, where we're going to give you a whole lot of motivation. We're going to give you a whole lot of push. We're going to give you a whole lot of skill so you can step it up and you can really get more of what you want out of your business, out of your life. And it'll be an absolute pleasure to see you in there. And just wrapping up very quickly on one more thing, just from our meeting today, there are already people talking to each other about doing business together. They are referring to each other. They're doing business. So the magic is happening. So come along, be a part of the magic, get your business promoted. And if nothing else, just listen in and get some upskilling and motivation to help you have a better week, to feel better about what you're doing and have the courage to go share what it is that you love to do to help people with your products and services. I'm Trevor Russell. I really look forward to seeing you in the Get It Club. Thanks for listening and see you in there.